Next up at UFC Vegas 72, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Caio Borralho taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk. Caio Borralho 13-1 overall, 5-0 in his last 5. He is coming off that decision win over Mahmoud Muradov. He's taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk, 18-5 overall, 4-1 in his last 5, riding a 2-fight knockout streak. This is another, we have a few of these on this card. This is another striker versus grappler matchup. Caio Borralho, very slick grappler, solid submissions, very well-timed takedowns. He has a long stance, sort of loose feet, and then he just explodes into doubles, singles, shoots those takedowns. He's got belts in both judo and jiu-jitsu, and he uses all of it, right? He uses the jiu-jitsu on the ground. He uses judo to get some of those trips, get some of the takedowns. Caio Borralho is one of my most confident picks on this card, but if you go back and you look at his last fight against Mahmoud Muradov, he was sloppy. He kept attempting guillotines, and it was costing him positions. It was honestly unsettling to watch him compete in that fight the way that he did, especially considering how confident I am in him this week. But he's taking on Michal Oleksiejczuk, very good striker, insanely fast hands, lots of pressure. He does have power as well. He's got back-to-back knockouts over Cody Brundage, who we just broke down, and Sam Alvey. And while he's dangerous on his feet, he does have big grappling holes. Cody Brundage took him down 3 times in that fight. 3 times, and ultimately was cracked. And I think it's going to be more of the same, right? I think Caio Borralho is going to take him down, do whatever he wants. I'm considering betting inside the distance. My only concern is Caio does have a lot of decisions. Even though he can dominate some of these fights.
He's Mr. Backpack.
Like he will dominate a fight and he'll 10-8 you, but like not actually get you out of there. That's my big concern with doing the under or inside the distance. But I'm very, very confident Caio Borralho. I think the last fight where he looked sloppy, he got tired, was pulling guillotines, I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that Muradov wanted to take Caio down. And I think Caio's much better when he can dictate the grappling instead of responding to it. And in this fight, it's all about dictating grappling. So I think he's going to get it done. Super, super confident in Caio Borralho. Pause, your turn.
I'm a big Caio fan. You know, he is a mostly the wrestling and the grappling. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be on the ground. But his striking is pretty decent as well. And he actually uses it very, very well because he's got that karate stance, very bouncy, very in and out. So you can't really get to him. And once you get to him, then you're being taken down. He kind of lulls people to sleep with that striking, right? He's boom, boom. He'll throw a punch, then he's back. He's in and out. And all of a sudden that blast double comes and people are just kind of thrown off guard because he's just constantly boom, boom, boom. That when he level changes, you don't really expect it. And Michael is already a guy, I think, isn't it Michal?
Who cares?
Michal Oleksiejczuk.
No, it is Michal. I said who cares as a joke because I was telling Jacob real quick for everybody, I kept saying Junior Taffa. It's just how I talk. It's Taffa instead of Taffa. And last week I said Taffa, Jacob said Taffa. I upload those videos to TikTok and then it got like 50 comments. What a disrespectful piece of shit. That's not how you say his name. It's like, relax.
Those are all my accounts too. I made sure to make a point there.
I made sure to make
a point there. I spent all weekend making those accounts to put comments. How dare you? Embarrassing.
But it is Michal.
Yeah. So, but in that Caio back and forth stance, when he does explode into shots, because he will bounce, and then it's a bounce and it's explode into a shot. Sometimes you can get countered, and he does get hit sometimes, and his chin is held up. But against a guy like Michal, you know, that's a little bit of a cause for concern because he isn't just all in on the wrestling as he should be in this fight. Maybe he is in this fight. Maybe he comes in, buckles down, just shoots the takedown, controls them because that is the path to victory. But he will just kind of try and lull people to sleep. But in that lulling, he is throwing some strikes and he does get hit. So yeah, Caio is to play because it's just so glaring the advantage he has in the wrestling, in the grappling. But this is a situation where we might have in the first round, Caio's feeling good, feeling loose, bouncy, and then crack. Uh-oh. And yeah, he can probably get a takedown off of that, but I think there might be a little bit of adversity for Caio early, and we'll see how he deals with that. But he's going to be the play. I mean, the path to victory is just too obvious.
Yeah. I hear you. I agree with you.
I think way to keep that momentum going. What a fucking buzzkill that was. That was great. I mean, that was one of the best breakdowns I felt that I've ever given, and then just complete silence.
Certainly better.
Way to keep this ball rolling. What a great host. Fuck, man.
Certainly better than
Jesus.
That nonsense you were spewing
this is
early.
Your worst performance.
That's not true.
Between the missed words, the terrible, the weird, wild stories, the terrible Natan Levy breakdown, and now this. I mean, holy shit.
Somebody said I run the Twitter like with boomer takes. I was trying to figure out what I don't have any takes. Just tweeting the videos.
Well, go ahead and brag. You know what you want to brag about.
I'm not. Somebody said who runs the Twitter.
No,
I keep seeing you guys.
You know what you want to brag about. You sent it to me. Look, this was my biggest one.
I said I can't believe this is wild. I said the most obvious thing in the world and got 500,000 impressions that Dricus du Plessis is going to lose to Robert Whittaker.
Nice one,
Stupid.
Angelo. Nice one. You felt. You
did
said
it.
it. You literally screenshot and sent it to me. Look what I did. Are you proud? I said, I'm proud, son.
Meanwhile, you're the one tweeting
here we
fake
go.
lists because you know it gets engagement. You said, "Look
What a
how
fake
easy
list.
this is."
A fake
Shut up.
list. I can read that list right
Absolutely.
now, but it's just absolutely dominant.
Anyway, Caio Borralho, we're both on that side. $9,500. I do agree with it. I think that's probably safe here because I think he should win inside the distance. The only reason I'm not going inside the distance is because he hasn't really finished anybody just yet. But Michal Oleksiejczuk, the gap is so wide on the ground that this could be a guy that gets finished.
Minus 120 for inside the distance. I'm not playing that. Fuck that.
No, never mind. No, definitely not. Which is crazy because he hasn't finished anybody in the UFC yet. All of a sudden,
I guess everyone sees that path, I guess.
I mean, it is definitely a very clear
Doesn't
path.
McCall look like a bantamweight? Isn't it kind of crazy that these guys are in the same weight class? Just that picture.
Well, yeah, he definitely looks smaller. So when I do the graphics, I make each one of them 800 pixels wide. So it comes down to how angled they are in the picture.
you
So-
distort the pictures?
No, it keeps the aspect ratio. I just want them 800 pixels wide. Anyway,
It'd look better if they were just kind of the same.
they're not the same. Do you have Caio Borralho in your DraftKings lineup? You going to put him in there?
Did you stop yourself from starting another argument?
Stupid. It's stupid.
Honestly, he's probably going to be in mine. He's definitely got, if you're a multi-entry, he's definitely got to be in some, for sure. He's probably going to be in mine.
I agree with you, especially on a sketchy card like this with a bunch of live underdogs. This is one of the most confident favorites
And I'm
that we
coming
have
off
on the card
back-to-back DraftKings wins. Don't forget about that.
in the friends league. And yes, you did. And not enough people joined for me to get paid this week, which was annoying because I got second by. You know what's wild? Your lock of the week, phenomenal lock of the week, plus 180.
Could have been the
phenomenal
lowest scoring of all time.
It might be the
41
lowest.
points.
Yeah.
He got 30 for the win. 41 points. But how
It's a
good of a
joke.
call. I said he was not going to quit if he gets locked up in a sub, and that's exactly what happened. And he did not quit. I was a little bit nervous, though.
I hear you. No, I had him in my lineup, and then I was like, "What a joke that was!"
That was a
there were
terrible
losers
fight.
that
was
scored
an
more
awful
than that.
fight. I'm not even. It's hard to brag about that one because he won, and I definitely do think he won that fight. But Jesus,
I hear you. Anyway, weonpicks.com. Unlock everything we have to offer. We have, speaking of DraftKings, we have the best DraftKings ownership projections in the game. We rank every fighter. We give you an optimizer. The DraftKings tools that you get are absolutely unreal. Plus the picks, the bets, and other analysts. We got Artem here giving us Bellator, LFA, and PFL
I
breakdowns
think
as
Artem went to
well.
bed.